you know, if it's just more mid lane focus here, ban away some more picks from AblazeOlive as they've already blinded their mid. It is mid jungle top, of course, for them. And really the only thing I think you're concerned about from this point probably is potentially mid lane, but instead they are going to ban out what was River's big successful pick when he was with Dignitas. Like, that is basically how all of their games were won in spring, I believe it was, you know, with River. Was all J4. I think almost literally all J4 in spring. So definitely was, you know, the big pick that early on he dominated with, and then he just never got to play again because everyone was banning out against him.
Yeah. So across the year, wins for River: 7 on Jarvan, 2 on Hecarim, 1 on a couple other champions.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, just.
It was all J4, right? It was.
He had 13 total wins, so more than half across the year have been Jarvan.
Yeah. And in spring, it was all about him playing Jarvan and having really aggressive ganking angles, you know, constantly attacking lanes non-stop. Was getting so much credit for that. People were really excited about him. He's still a monster in Champions Queue. A lot of people do think he's a very talented individual player, but you know, it has not been working out with him on Golden Guardians whatsoever. Dignitas do go to a different scaling option. It is the Aphelios this time around, and we're just waiting for that support pairing. Is it going to be an Enchanter? I'm expecting to be Engage because they don't really have a primary Engage, like maybe just Nautilus or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Alistar works as well.
Okay, cool. So they do have ways to go forward. The question in my mind still is, how is Spawn going to fare? Because Jax makes your life really, really hard. Lissandra makes your life arguably even harder. And Sivir's going to get him into range. So you do have a lot of ways to really make this Aphelios' life hard.
Absolutely. And Alistar, thinking about it, makes way more sense than the Nautilus, because the Nautilus is so easily answered by the spell shield from Sivir, whereas Alistar has great interactions into it. If you have it pulverized, you actually can't stop it. You know, you stop the headbutt, but you always get pulverized up. So Sivir can't actually stop that combo whatsoever. So it is a smart pick there. The neutralizing pick coming through in mid lane here. The Lissandra from AblazeOlive, so just looking for the lockdown on some of these champions. You know, if Gwen dives in or the Ahri dives in, you can look for that ult. You also can dive backline and self-ult, of course, onto someone like Spawn, as you have the speed up you talked about coming through from Sivir. Jax and Viego diving in with you can be very, very threatening. So pretty strong composition, I think, overall for Golden Guardians.
I will say, though, I love Alistar for even more reasons. Obviously, you mentioned the one into Sivir specifically, which is great, but you just play bodyguard. Like, every team fight, I will just headbutt Jax. And then I will pulverize Viego, and they won't have enough damage to kill the... Because, like, who's hitting him? Like, Lissandra's not going to solo kill unless she's got 5 kills, right? So you're just kind of good at that point. So I think this works really, really well. They can play around Spawn.
Climb up in those positions. You at least want to get 1 win on the board with your big acquisition.
You do. So let's see if it's going to happen right now. Golden Guardians do not want to see a 0-10, 0-11 exit at the end of summer. Right now on an 8-game losing streak. And if they lose 9, they will at least play a 10th because of a tie break. Once again, Immortals fans, you have become Dignitas fans for the next 35 minutes. Immortals have a shot at the postseason if Dig forces the 3-way tie. And then we'll figure out who will be the last team, the 8th place team in the postseason, waiting in the lower bracket as Stixxay dances around in the river. I will say there are cooler Sivir skins than that, but, you know, whatever, it's fine.
Yeah, I think that one is, like, picked kind of ironically. Like, that's, like, the spectacular Sivir one. Oh, that is such a terrible skin.
One of the original, like, 2010s.
And it has such a terrible splash.
Oh, it's really bad.
It's like the Xeno Warrior Princess skin, basically, right?
I think it's the one.
I think it is. That skin is so bad that you only pick it because it's terrible, right? It's in that tier.
Yeah. Win and make playoffs or lose and we're able to watch it through tiebreaker to get 8th. Yep. When you were, do you want to tell a story about when you walked into Flowers, when you walked to go cast? Was it not worth it?
No.
Okay. Never mind. We're just going to laugh and not tell the story. Haha, it's funny. Inside jokes, everyone. Which is fun, because they were told inside.
Okay.
Red buff has spawned, and eXyu is going to go ahead and start Raptors there. And if there was a deep ward, it won't be spotted. Spawn is still going to see that there is a leash going on. He's got a trinket ward down there as well. Would love to poke River, but realistically, this should be smiteable. eXyu going to burn his own smite, and River has no way to lose this one. Like, you really can't into this. Yeah, there's the Q smite. Times it together to make really sure, because he never had vision on eXyu. Didn't know if he was coming around with the smite. And indeed, we'll just get the red buff and get out. And he's going to path all the way through his mid laner. And I believe in Fog, I think he doesn't get... He does not, I think, get spotted.
He will get spotted by this ward, though.
Okay.
Oh, unless it... Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So he's just going to go red to red very likely. Or actually go red to blue. Oh, he's going red to blue. So we'll see if eXyu can actually finish this. eXyu has no smite, so I don't know that he's going to actually finish this in time. And if Blaze gets the push, yeah, eXyu just has to leave. Like, this is going to leash.
It's going to leash, yeah.
You can't fight. That is so annoying.
So
and
Gwen...
now...
Yeah.
He can just continue starting this up as long as the Blaze maintains the push. eXyu has to cross back. Oh, this sucks.
Oh, that's rough. All right, it's going to be a bit till he's level 3. You need to take one of the big camps, Krugs or Gromp, without leashing. Unless you leech lane XP, you're not getting 3 until you get one of the big camps down. But yeah, Licorice.
But like, what is his path? His path is red to blue, get pushed off blue, cross back to go to enemy
to river,
blue?
bro. The river came to him, so he goes to the river. eXyu for the level 2 gank. Charm, flash. I think mechanically good on both sides. AblazeOlive knew that was the angle. Flashes in time.
He's on 4 CS.
He's got 5. He's got 5. He took a mid lane minion.
All right, he's going to blue now, but the bot lane's coming. He has to leave. This is the saddest thing I've ever seen. Now he's going to walk to Krugs, but Krugs are warded.
I mean, his jungle path was red to blue to river to blue to river to Krugs. And I'm not even lying.
Oh my God, this is pain. Everyone has had these games as a jungler, but man, I feel like the mid gank was a bit much. Like, I don't even know. I guess they'd probably kill a Blaze if they caught the charm, but it's hard to know because like maybe he just W's you after the charm, then flashes over the wall anyway. It's a rough one. Like, River is just so far ahead. River should just keep farming though.
Oh, this wave is screwed. No, if he goes for CS at all, it's EW.
Flash,
he's dead to this. If I guess he's out of range of EW. Like, Blue's playing far enough away that he sees it come out, walks out of root range, and doesn't get ganked, but...
River should really just be farming. Like, I think you just get a monumental lead if you just keep farming, right? But he is going to try to force this. eXyu's still level 2.
He wants bottom
They're
scuttle.
just going to push this out. I think he's just trying to help a Blaze reset because he has no flash. So, is going to be the call there. He still has all 6 of his own camps to get, though. So, will eventually return to farming, and eXyu's just going to walk back to mid again and try to regank because, like, what else is he going to do?
Yeah, they know he's there. Trinket Ward in the brush. Saw him walk up to mid, so Olive knows to play safely. And hey, Raptors are back! The 3-camp Raptor re-clear, but at least eXyu is level 3.
It is kind of weird, though, that River isn't way more ahead because of how much time eXyu spent walking around doing nothing. Like, River is going to be ahead because he has way more camps to farm, but I feel like if he had just power farmed off after that initial start, then right now he's like level 5 and out of base. You know what I mean? Like he could have cleared all his camps, base, bot, and been out of the map. Super, super powerful. Instead, he will now just base, so he won't be that far ahead. It's still going to be quite the advantage. But eXyu's options are just so limited, right? And from these positions, it becomes incredibly easy to track where your opponent is because all he can do is go to the spawning camps, right? Like, of course he's going to go to Raptors right as those spawn. Of course he's going to go to Wolves right as those spawn. And he even just saw a red ping right on the Wolves. So that is very likely River saying, all right, this just respawned. That's where he's going to go. We'll see if he can do anything to kind of like circumvent them tracking him, but I don't really think it's possible. He is going to go up towards top, but that's warded as well.
Sitting around, he's going to jump over now, spotted, but guess what? River's around, so can you find eXyu? They know where he is. And Licorice a bit low on health. I mean, Hoon had traded pretty well. Licorice did the first recall TP. Hoon came just a second ago.
Now River's going to invade again. Very likely. He just walks in.
Like, this is dangerous because of how well the trades have gone. Hoon has actually managed to chunk Licorice really, really low. I don't think he even got that much farm since his last recall, but we'll still have to walk over.
Yep, going to be back to base. eXyu will at least maintain those couple camps, and 3 camps have respawned for him, so still a lot more to farm for River, but not nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be, given the first couple minutes of action, where it was like, what, he got his second camp at like 3 minutes or something like that, so pretty insane, very kind of wacky early start here. But for Dig, meanwhile, in the bottom lane, they're up about a wave, so that's going well for them. The trade's going pretty well for Hoon up on that top side. He's up a bit. Mid is in parity, so it really is just that jungle advantage for River, and we're gonna have to see what he can really make from that, because if it doesn't extend from here, it's not really going to matter. I mean, Dignitas is in fact actually up gold because of the advantages that they have from their lanes.
Looks for a too aggressive recall, does not find one, does not stop Blue's walk back to the base. Spellbook has Cleanse up, because by the way, level 6 Lissandra, she would love to ult you. And now with Cleanse the Spellbook, Blue will be pretty much immune to that kind of play. You do get tenacity after cleansing, so even ult into root doesn't last that long, maybe a total of a half second, so should be pretty comfy. Indeed takes the wave now, recalls, but still, that's the boat he's in.
Yeah, we've been seeing this tech a little bit more often, you know, people kind of just playing Spellbook into these CC setup champs. We've seen it against Ahri as well. People Spellbooking over as soon as 6 comes in to have it for the charm, because Ahri really cannot pull off the all-in if you can't have that charm sticking. So people are really valuing the utility there, and the early cleanse is going to be really, really powerful in a lot of these matchups where it's like that's their kill window, right? Is this couple minutes here. So they Spellbook over to Cleanse, that keeps them safe, and they can continue playing safely.
Yeah, and it's not like, you know, the cooldown on Cleanse is short anyway, right? It's like almost 3 minutes, so it's like you know, if you mean the first all-in, ult still comes back before Cleanse does, right? It's not like if you ran regular Cleanse, you'd be immune to all the all-ins. You still have this big window where you're available, so it's the big one in the beginning. Spawn's going to take a pretty big chunk of damage, and River will not find his stun. No one's going to burn the flash to chase in. Spawn can always do his own to get out. And won't find much going on. Wards go down. We might see the first Phreak coming soon. Golden Guard is back on a small gold lead as Licorice has got the push going. But we are still not going to see the Dragon just yet. There is a Trinket Ward in the pit. River's going to see a Control Ward here as well. Going to get a little bit more done.
It's going to be the move to Herald, looks like. Pings up towards that top side. They already have some wards up through that top side river. They have that earlier pink ward that they did place, you know, so a couple pieces of vision, you know, in these areas. River just walks through mid, helps Ablaze get that push, and with Olleh here to cover, it should be theirs pretty comfortably, I do think. But Dignitas is coming around into the area. eXyu is actually 6, so he's even on levels here with River.
Spawn choosing to stay in lane. It is Stixxay walking down from the base. Spot in the sun. I think they got the smite on the red-hand side. Yes, Golden Gun is claimed, but no Herald Eye just yet. Team fight begins, and it looks very good for eXyu. He gets first blood already. Jungler down. Olleh running for his life, and it's going to be over the wall with Blue. Looking for kill number 3 now as well. AblazeOlive trying to stay alive. It's going to be 1 in for Licorice. The root lands. Q for the slow. The Thrall's dealing some decent damage, and at the very end, Licorice able to claim the eye, but a double kill through for Blue.
Yeah, 3 for 2 for Dig, so pretty even overall with the Herald going the other way. Pretty darn even trade. eXyu getting first blood. So funny enough, after all that, he's up in gold over River, and he's even on experience here, if not slightly ahead. They do look for the engage. Right as the AblazeOlive is actually going in, eXyu just flashes past the claw there, straight on into the backline, was trying to look for the smite steal. It was River that got it, and Licorice did pick it up at the end of that fight. But it's a really well-fought team fight here, you know, from the backline there, diving in. eXyu as well as Biofrost going in. Blue able to try to pick up some of those kills as well. Knows he cannot actually deal with Licorice, doesn't have the damage to finish him off, so he's just targeting down this Lissandra. Does get the kill there, picking up the red buff. Licorice grabs the Herald, so we'll be able to use that for himself, and he got a kill. Hoon did not. So that is going to put him pretty significantly in the lead. He's 400 gold up right now, but with Herald in pocket, he's going to get all the solo gold off at least 2 plates.
Yeah.
So if you get the push there, that's effectively 2 kills going the way of Jax in a matchup where you outscale your opponent. So he's going to be feeling really, really happy about that for the 1v1.
Licorice spent that entire team fight just autoing Hoon, like just sitting there, and Hoon's like, I'm going to hit backline, I'm going to go here, I'm going to go there, and Jax is like, bonk, bonk, and eventually that 900 damage to the team fight, that was entirely just Hoon's health bar the whole way through. Who now does have steel caps, will survive it a bit longer. But yeah, it's going to accelerate, right? On the way towards his Divine Thunder here as well. Should feel pretty comfortable for the Jax. And first Drake is still up. Plate dies, but with no one in gold range. And speaking of plates, go look at Jax at the top side, who's playing this lane slowly. Does not feel like he has the push just yet. And will try to deny golden XP. Indeed, another melee minion is down. Blue might look for AblazeOlive. The root's going to land, takes the charm pretty easy. And here comes Biofrost. Self-ults in time. Pulverize does not land. But how about the rest of it, though? Claw backwards, tries to get away. No charm for a little bit, but the damage is still going to be there. Blue is on a killing spree.
Really well played by Blue. The setup with the Everfrost. That was his big reward from that last team fight, was completing the Everfrost. And landing that guarantees he lands everything else. He nails the charm. The self-ult was good from AblazeOlive, but with Biofrost coming in and the ulti still available from Blue, you're always going to get chased down. There's just no way out for AblazeOlive. He goes down again. And it's getting punished here pretty heavily. Spawn could potentially look for the root setup here. It does have the Gravitum available.
And eXyu's going to try. Here we go on Olleh. Should be a pretty easy target. Headbutt Pulv is there. No way you're getting out. He's going to try with the ulti. Stun's going to land. Second half with Wukong. And Spawn is 300 gold richer.
Nicely done. eXyu sneaking in there. They showcase Blue roaming down, but then they kind of walk Blue back towards mid lane, and that maybe gave Golden Guardian's bot lane that little sense of security that Ahri is not here. River and AblazeOlive, though, trying to make a counterplay up towards top. If they get this kill, it's huge because remember, they have Herald. So if you get this kill, entire tower is dead. And that would be first tower.
For about 5. But as Hoon buys time, Lissandra will come up, so the wave will be pushed in.
Everyone's coming from Dig. They're taking too long. 4 members are going to be here.
Going to find the root into the stun to the ulti. Get a lot of burst damage here. Will it be enough for the ulti coming across? Not just yet, because here's the rest. A stun going to come through for Jax, but already Alistar's here, and Ahri as well, and it's going to be a cleanup. Get the mop in the bucket and get Golden Guardians out of here. here. It's 8-2.
Golden Guardians try to wait so long at that. They're looking for the perfect setup, but you're giving time to Dignitas to
Summon the Herald.
respond.
Have it hold aggro for you. Like, there's so many ways to get that 4 seconds sooner.
They just waited way too long, and Dignitas responds. They read the play. They're already heading up out of there. Straight from base, more kills now going the way of Blue. 5 kills, it's 8-2 for Dig. Just look at the minimap, that's what it's all about here. People coming from all angles here for Dig. Licorice is way out of range. They dive into the back line. AblazeOlive has no ulti, I do believe, and wasn't able to actually get much there. Hoon just kiting back the combo in from Biofrost, buying time, and Ablaze cannot even finish off Hoon. Everyone survives there. Another double kill going the way of Ahri.
I mean, Dignitas, I think, played that one really, really well. I think Licorice made every wrong choice he could have. If you summon the Herald early, it tanks aggro, you can dive sooner. Once the wave was in, he then summoned a Herald that wasn't part of the dive. Like, he took as long as he possibly could have to be useful, and it meant Hoon survived with 100 HP. It's like, if you just run with your team, he dies. If you just summon the tank, he dies. He does the wrong half of both of them.
And I mean, they're just not on the same page, right?
Yeah,
the other option is, if you think, as Licorice, that, hey, they're going to respond to this, maybe we shouldn't be doing the dive. We should just take the plates and back off. Then there's that side of it, too. So it's, you know, definitely in this case, Licorice was not on the same page as his team. And that has been the problem for Golden Guardians, it feels like, for most of the split, you know, for at least the second half. Haven't picked up a win. They're never on the same page. We saw that even after the early game. You know, River creates this massive advantage off the invade, is multiple camps up, doesn't really do anything with it. He's kind of trying to force this weird gank around mid instead of just power farming and being a couple levels up of your opponent. You know, he's now down levels, he's down gold. Mid gap is enormous in this one as Blue has 5 kills and is way ahead.
Yeah, he's looking really good right now. As you mentioned, the kills in the 20 CS, and we get to see top pressure still continuing on. Licorice a bit closer.
Yeah, I mean, you got to just kind of pray Licorice gets some sort of monster advantage now, because he's the only one really that is in a decent spot. You know, he does have the earlier mythic. Yes, he doesn't have tier 2 boots. He did still get the plate gold, so he is ahead in that 1v1. At least a little bit, and does have the outscaling matchup, so going to be a lot on him to try to create some sort of pressure, but that I think is also why Dig is sending people up there to cover. Biofrost has had a really good game. His engages have been on point. He's been right place, right time. Again, up there to cover on the top side. Stixxay will be pushing down here on bot. They are moving spawn up towards top. They grab the second Herald. So top tower is going to be cracked, and that should be first tower of the game. Very, very likely for them.
It's going to be something at least, but I'm waiting for the next objective to happen because it is 1-0 on Drake. There's nothing else to claim right now for Golden Guardians. Charm, nice attempt by Blue. Sidestep there. Bottom turret will indeed fall as Sivir keeps the money going up. Has Mythic. We got to push to the top side and look at this. And just, Dignitas giving it over to Spawn. The summon is here, and he is going to get another 300 gold richer himself. 50 local, 50 global. Thank you very much. Basically another kill on the board for him. Sivir, of course, in the same boat, but she got first turret gold, so feels a bit better on Stixxay's side.
Yeah, definitely the case. You know, I thought they might have been able to be quick enough to actually get that Herald down. We're not able to do it. Stixxay getting that first tower on bot side, despite not having the Herald on his team. It was really nice for them. So still ways back in the game for Golden Guardians. Of course, they have great side lane with the Jax. Sivir plus Lulu, really strong scaling bot lane. So there are positives for them for sure, but he has been Dignitas in full control of this game, and second item almost complete now for Blue. He's going to be in a really, really dominant position here to try to take this one over. And I like that he is going a more aggressive second item. When people are way ahead on Ahri, I'm not really that big of a fan of just like Everfrost into Banshees and the super defensive builds, because I do think you kind of need to do some damage since you're the one carrying most of the gold.
And pretty impressive by Dignitas, right? I mean, this is a squad that, like, we literally sold our jungler and brought up half the Academy squad to step in and come in. And a lot of people are like, okay, well, they're sacking the season. All right, it's XP for next split. But it's like, well, they beat Immortals. They're beating Golden Guardians. It's like, well, you brought in your Academy team, and look, you're the 8th best team. It's not amazing, but this is going to be like a 2-5 look for the roster here.
And there's a lot of talk, you know, from the Academy scene especially about, you know, some of these players and that are kind of overlooked, right? That they feel, hey, like there are a number of players in Academy that are LCS caliber players that are, you know, perhaps even better than a number of the players in the LCS.
Yep.
And I do think we've been seeing over the last couple of years more and more teams take chances on these young guys. eXyu is obviously the one that everyone's going to reference because that just worked out spectacularly.
Of course.
But we're seeing it happen more and more as people are willing to bring up and experiment with these Academy players and try to look for that next big future star.
And And right now, our eyes are set on the mid lane. Decent damage there from the Wukong Q, but has to get back out again as Sivir wave clear force. Very, very good. It is still about giving Stixxay the money. Basically, Jax and Sivir are the ones who need to be getting the farm in the side lanes. Lissandra going to be the enabler to start a team fight, find a random pick. We get another attempt right here as Hoon is indeed going to walk away from Licorice.
I wonder if Licorice is just going to go Hullbreaker and just like hard commit side lane. Would be interesting to see if he does it. Like if you don't think you can 5v5, then I don't really mind it. But you know, I also think there's a lot to be said for just going Wit's End when it's Gwen plus Ahri, double AP. You know, you're looking for that 1v1. I do think Wit's End is really, really strong in that matchup. So I'll be interested to see where he exactly goes. Like if he wants to go more of a tanky build and be able to group, or if he's going to kind of hard commit to side lane and say that that is really where he's going to create opportunities for his team.
I don't remember this Alistar's build path. I know it got buffed a while ago to be at least a playable item. We still never see it, so that's why I'm not sure about the build path anymore. It used to be, this is the old build path for Sterix. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that would be like a tanky team fight option.
It is Phage plus Pickaxe plus Ruby, I think.
All right, so theoretically, but I think Death Dance is the better version of that item. So, you know, again, I don't think we're going to see it. Just thinking about what his options are at the current set of the items as we find a stun coming across. Decent damage here on toward Hoon, and indeed, Licorice does figure out the matchup. Only problem is his mana pool getting a little bit low. 270 is about one full rotation of spells, counting his ultimate. And we get another look now at Spawn. That's going to be some decent damage. Spell shields for the root. Not going to wait it out. And now we get to try it yet again as Drake has come up. And this Gwen is getting pretty low, but Licorice is happy to play on the side lane. Recall coming through for the Gwen. Both TPs are available. And though there was a TP advantage of about 8 seconds where Gwen needs to heal, Golden Guardians say,
they're
nah.
going to TP top. They're actually going to try to dive this.
Okay, they're going to try for the dive here onto Hoon, who stayed on the wave. Ignite is on stun, should land, and it will. Flash forward, they're going to find the kill. Ignite will not quite kill him. Thank you, Triumph. He would have lived anyway, to be honest, but the wave is going to be here in a second as they push it forward. Golden Guardians go for the cross map. They give up second Drake. It's a very late Drake, and go for a kill, but not quite a tower.
Yeah, they do get a kill. It does cut some flash and TP, and it's just going to be a traded tower on the other side plus dragon. So honestly, I still favor Dignitas.
Yeah, I do too.
You know, it's not really ending up to be that great of a trade for them. We'll see if Ablaze can get much damage down on the tower. They are pushing out mid here, and it is Hullbreaker. So that's kind of what I was suspecting. Yeah. You know, this is the much more common build than the Sterix if you want to play side. You know, that build path that's going to lead towards this. So he is going to go Hullbreaker. It is going to be that hard commit towards side lane. Has the CDR boots in. Ablaze going to be pushed back. Of course, didn't get much damage down on that tier 2. And all said and done is a slight gold lead for Dignitas here. So Golden Guardians kind of evening that out, but it is 2 straight dragons their way. The stats meaningful on those for sure. And it is going to be a potential Ocean Soul here, which would make the side lane play a lot more difficult.
You can't chip your opponent down anymore. River really can't wait for you down here. He's going to back up. Yes, you can ult to deal with Headbutt Pulverize, but you don't want to burn that one for a 12-second cooldown. So gives up the tower. Another one picked up. Dignitas 3-2 in turrets, 2-0 in Drakes. Up kills, up farm, doing really well so far, but Spawn takes some damage, but they can't find the rest of the way in. Lissandra, no flash, so he should not get this target either. He's got cleansed anyway. Flash ult will be cleansed. He would live. And playing to the maximum, honestly, does a lot of damage. But getting Ricochet down to half HP.
Yeah.
Here comes eXyu, finds the first knockup. Big game to Lissandra. Has the ulti, though, has some time to buy. Ulti gonna go wide as it gets Zonia's away from Spawn. eXyu has to run away now as well. A lot of time built up. Here's going to be enough. Stixxay gets killed. Hoon, who is left alone. Cannot find the stun there as Licorice anymore, but Dignitas forced to run away.
Yeah, Hoon comes in, does not have the ignite, just barely can't finish off multiple members, try to collapse towards the rest of his team instead of going backline. And as Licorice arrives, they're able to just burst him down. Golden Guardians coming out big time in that team fight. It does cost both the summoners off of Stixxay though, which is quite important because the summoners are all available for blue as well as Spawn. And that's going to mean a lot potentially for this next team fight at the Dragon because that means Stixxay not going to have his flash, could be a big target.
And we know that he's not going to die anytime before an objective, so Licorice will indeed all in for this turret. No one even bothers to go down. 800 gold! Side lane tier 2s, the most valuable turrets in the game, gold-wise. Should tie the gold.
Yep, in goes the Wukong here, but only finding Lissandra, really not what you're looking for. And then as Hoon arrives, I felt like he should have just gone for Olleh and Stixxay, to be honest. He tries to collapse there in onto AblazeOlive, but AblazeOlive just goes into the stasis. He has to try to retreat back to his team. Does hit a good multi-man ulti there, as well as the stiff dip, but can't actually finish anyone off. And I do think if he just went straight for the bot lane, he likely gets at least 1 kill. Now Hoon going in against Licorice, but this is not a fight I think you want.
He's up a full item, and it's like the best item because it's a side lane Hullbreaker, so there's no way Hoon touches 1v1. Licorice, his only concern really is running out of mana. Yeah, you would love the day when Ocean Drakes gave mana regen. That is long gone. It is missing health regen, which, you know, when it comes up, will be helping Hoon. The game relatively close in gold. The question is, how do the fights play out?
Yeah, and he is playing Time War Tonic, but of course he's not on a corrupting, right? It is just the refillable there, so he has gotten some mana back from that, but he's sometimes you see people play Presence of Mind, you know, because of the mana struggles, but he's of course playing Triumph in this game, so not going to be able to help him out. Did take Biscuits, so has a little bit more flat mana, but still, it is a struggle with Jackson. That's why a lot of people really do love Frozen Heart as the build. So he is going to be going for that third. It is no MR build, but the CDR and the flat mana is really, really useful. And it does mean, you know, when you are grouping, your job is going to be diving in on spawn if you're looking for a later stage team fight, especially once you have more CDR. They can't just like Gale Force away and then you never get back to them because your Q cooldown gets pretty short later on in the game. Yeah,
his only MR is I press ult for 6 seconds, and if I'm alone inside lane, I get the bonus stats to withstand Gwen. She is going Void Staff here. Still a ways to go to that item is done, but Licorice is up about 40 CS, and it's probably going to keep getting better for him as Golden Guardians hope to find their way around with him. But they have gotten the gold back equal, and again, if Golden Guardians win, they lock the last spot in playoffs, and Dignitas will exit the LCS regular season with an L at 3-15. Immortal stuck at 4 wins, will not be able to reach Golden Guardians either, so alone in 8th will be Golden Guardians if they win.
We'll see if Blue actually has enough gold to finish his death cap prior to this dragon fight. He needs 400, so it's not going to happen. 30 seconds until that does spawn. You know, Dig definitely want to continue the snowball towards Soul. That is their big advantage right now. The minions crashing on that top wave. Blue is going up there, but he realizes, you know what, I don't actually have time. Hoon is already in kind of a flanking position around that dragon, but Licorice is moving down here, and Golden Guardians trying to get mid push, trying to contest this. They know they do not want to give up a free soul point here.
Lissandra still far away, was spotted in mid lane. They know they can push Licorice out and get some of the vision back. They know, okay, all the trinket wards and invisible wards, those were gone. Dignitas know they own much of this, but Hoon is going to be founding himself in the fight. Here comes Licorice on the side, but he's 1 versus 5. Gets the Lulu ultimate, just gets himself deleted. It's got to be happening. There's the charm. There's a shutdown. 2 for nothing. 3 already. AblazeOlive was on the other side of the damn map, and then just gets collapsed on. 3 for nothing. Dignitas got the team fight, and they're going to get this dragon.
Licorice just got completely baited there. He saw everyone chase him out and knows they're right there in the river. Hoon just walks up, you know, like no one is going to be behind him, you know, threatens this 1v1, but he knows damn well that Licorice is up like 2 completed items, so of course he's not going to do that without people behind him. Licorice gets baited in, and Hoon just kites out the counter-strike, you know, utilizing the ulti slow, and this Skip and Slash gets away, creates that space. They get the kill, they get the dragon, they're likely going to secure the Baron here. We'll see if there can be any heroics from River.
Lulu soon. TP is up. They can bring the Jax in 2 seconds.
Flash and ulti.
And River has smite, has flash, as you mentioned, has ulti. All that stuff is available.
Blaze is looking
so
for
they're gonna try. Can it happen? 2K health. Jumps in. Smited well by eXyu. How about the team fight? Is it gonna happen? AblazeOlive does not go in. River is low, but they want this fight. Here comes Licorice. They go for broke. It is 5v4. They do not yet have Sivir.
eXyu
spotted. Good damage out of spawn. AblazeOlive wants in. No anything onto the Gwen just yet. Still running away. Dignitas, they claim the Baron. They claim the 3OT fight the Drake as well. And they get out scot-free.
Yeah, they're going to get out very safely there. Golden Guardians trying to look for the fight, trying to look for the steal, cannot find anything. Dignitas getting further and further ahead, looking for Blue, though.
They're going to find it. He doesn't have a way to spell it back to the clan, so he will get the kill. That's
1K.
A nice play. 1,000 shutdown of Sivir. Stixxay. Stixxay's been caught. He flashed back to safety. They're going to get him again, though. And Spawn claims the kill. A second, and they're going for a bit more. 1 quick slow from Lulu, but AblazeOlive, though he gets the root, is still going to be shot. Will jump the wall. No flash available. No mana. You got to believe he's going to die. Red smite the out of the burn, and he knows. He can kite Joe Camps. He can kite a Lissandra, burning him down.
Licorice is in the base, though. Will he actually try to commit for this play here? I don't think you can. You gotta look for the exit because you don't know where everyone is on the map. Now he's gonna see that the rest of the members are going mid. But it's got to be side lane heroics is kind of the last ditch effort here. It feels like 4 Golden Guardians as they die again. 1K onto Stixxay though is a big deal. He has the IE now, so he's actually pretty far ahead of Spawn. And Hoon is caught out.
This is good damage here. Jumps the wall and no visions. We cannot queue to follow up anymore. So gets a blue buff steal. That'll be traded for the Wolves, and you can push in the top lane some more. But yes, the base more and more in shambles. We are 3 minutes away from an Ocean Soul for Dignitas as they look to force a 3-way tie for playoffs. And Immortals happy in the distance, waiting for their chance to make it to the postseason as well. Revenge on Dig if they could do it.
Yeah, that would be massive. They look for blue here. E short and then just flash forward, because if he actually fully completes the E, I think blue is going to create the space. So that is the correct sequencing there. But then getting in on a Stixxay. Stixxay is not playing Ghost, mind you. He is playing heal, so he flashes away, has the ulti active, but not enough move state to escape. I like the presence of mind here from Hoon. Lands one slow on AblazeOlive, then shoots the other one up to catch the Lulu with the slow there too. Didn't actually matter as the Lulu does get away, but smart stuff, knowing they don't need the additional damage in onto Lissandra. IE so close to being done here for Spawn. He has the gold, so as long as he gets back to base prior to this dragon.
Oh, it's a flash forced. That is AblazeOlive forced to run away. A 1v3 right now. And eXyu, who is 2-1-11, he's got more kills than he got camps at 3 minutes. The man got so counter jungled, and he's like, dog, I've started every good team fight for us. 13 out of 14 KP, lands the smite on Baron. The man's played so well from getting set down really hard early on.
Yeah, him and Biofrost have been on point with the engages. The team has been coordinated. You got to give them the credit for that. Whereas for Golden Guardians, it's looking rough on the other side. Licorice looking for the wit's end now, so he's going to be going towards that. I do think it's great for the itemization. If you want to play side lane, you know it's going to be someone who is AP focused, answering you. It's got to be Blue or Hoon. Those are the only real options. But unless it feels like he can get to the point where he can actually just straight up tower dive someone from full, I don't think he can really create enough of an opportunity. And that is going to be incredibly hard if they can't stop this Ocean Soul. Because if you get Ocean Soul, you're just going to have too much sustain, I think, for that to really be a realistic option. Just dominance through side lane.
Turret picked up there. Golden Guardians actually up in turrets 5-4. That is a lot of the side lane really talked about that one, because top and bot lost tier 1 and 2 before mid outer got cracked. That is the power of the Jax going as much as he can. Level 17, he's actually out-leveling every other player on the map. I mean, he is playing to his outs. The problem is, as you've been mentioning, I mean, since champs like Azael, the coordination for Golden Guardians has been lacking. It's why they've got as many turret kills as champion kills.
I mean, how different could this game look if their earlier topside dive went better, right? If you actually snowball the game from there, you take that full tower, and you get that gold in Jax's pocket, you don't give over those additional kills. They're actually looking like they just want to overload topside. They're going to look for this dive here, 4-man top.
They're going to find the stun, Lulu ulti as well. They're going to get this kill pretty quickly. Stopwatch buys time, but the turret should fall. And then on the other side of the map, it's just recalls.
This is smart.
8-second long recalls. A beautiful dive by Golden Guardians as they pop in. They find the inhib, and they're going for Nexus turret. Wait, okay, the recalls are still coming through. They see the blue is already here. They say, okay. No harm, no foul, but Dragon's up in 10 seconds. Golden Guardians have no time to answer Ocean Soul.
There is TP on Licorice, though, and there's TP on AblazeOlive, and Hoon is dead. So you could look for the 5v4. Are they going to TP out of base here?
They're burning it.
Licorice is actually threatening the back door, so he's making blue respond. They need to go there right now and TP in the Jack so they can have a 5v3.
Lissandra gonna run forward, 5k health. You gotta get in there. Wherever you gotta get in there. Doesn't happen. Ocean Soul is claimed. Golden Guardians can't track jungle timers. They'll find a kill on eXyu. House the Dragon's Soul. Ocean Soul comes through. Team fight looking now as well. They need something. They need a bit more. And this one, Biofrost burns the ulti. He'll be slid up for a bit though, and Lissandra will get back in. A great headbutt poke. There's no way he lives. Turned into ground meat. Biofrost will drop. The gold lead has shrunk, but an Ocean Soul is still huge.
Yeah, the Ocean Soul is massive. Man, you have to feel like they could have got there faster.
They could have.
They could have just ran straight there, I feel like, after the top lane dive. And then it would have been the perfect play, because it was a brilliant dive on top side. You have Hoon dead, you have double TP, so just leave your soul laners top, run your bot lane and your jungler immediately over to Dragon, and then if blue leaves to go to Dragon, you have your double soul laners there who can end the game. If he doesn't, you TP, you get the Dragon, you stop the soul push, and then they're in a decent spot. But Ocean Soul does mean a lot here. It is another item completed though for Licorice. He is very far ahead in the 1v1, but all Hoon has to do is just like neutralize. You don't actually have to kill the guy, you just have to hug your tower and try to kill waves.
And for a deficit, I mean, that's like eXyu has been still very good, I think, at these team fights. Hoon's actually done a really good job in those fights. Like, Licorice gonna hit me, okay, but I'm showing up and I'm gonna kill Stixxay.
3-man trap here, but Licorice. The ward spots him. Ward spots blue, he knows someone's coming.
Yep, he jumps over, gets even the control ward for his own constellation. Nice attempt by Dignitas.
They're gonna start Baron. They're actually, I like this. This is smart to just try to go for some sort of a crazy play. If they're gonna go towards bot, threaten the Baron, and then as soon as everyone comes up and respond, Licorice has to go crazy here. He needs to try to get the tower in his face or get a kill, do something. For now, you've got to pull them apart.
For now, I think he needs to know, like, okay, did they all go Baron? Are there two waiting in the jungle? One control ward goes down. He's like, is that enough for me? Because until they see the rest of Dignitas, he doesn't know for sure. I think now they are relatively aware. There's two on vision. Spawn has got to be part of this group as well.
Absolutely, but blue also has to respond to the supers in topside, right? So the game is getting more complex. Supers are pushing in here. We have this squad around there in mid, and he can look towards pushing bot, right? Because he sees blue. He knows there's at least a couple people up towards that top side, but he is nervous that potentially eXyu or Biofrost have returned to base and are playing behind Hoon. And if you jump in and they are there, you're in trouble.
Licorice playing as slowly as he can, trying to deny more and more gold from Hoon. Level 17 here on the Gwen.
Waves potentially here.
Yeah, double cannon here. Joe's in for a bit of a damage. Tries to get the Hollowed Mist out, maybe find himself a Counter-Strike stun.
Hoon should just ult the wave.
Oh,
honestly.
he's got Lissandra coming though.
Just ult the wave if you're Hoon. That's all that really matters. Your team can get things done elsewhere. You don't need to mess around with it.
Okay. Well, Licorice's gonna go for at least turret damage to start things out, but here comes the stun attempt. Gonna try to find the kill on Hoon, but it's not gonna be enough damage. And keep in mind, Hoon will just regen this. Like, Licorice, you chunked him, congratulations. He's Ocean Souling back up. The Q heal, it is reduced on minions if they hit a champion at the full value, but you can see the health bar, it's back to 90%.
Yep, gonna be in a really comfortable spot from there. Biofrost now playing behind him. AblazeOlive is ghosting Licorice, so hoping that they can try to bait someone in, maybe win a 2v2 or find a 2v1. Biofrost is spotted. I'm not sure that they saw AblazeOlive. They do now. They're going to look for the 2v2.
Tries it again. Here comes the play. Flashed away from Pulverize. His headbutt goes nowhere. Lock him in place, but they're not going to find a kill on Alistar through an ulti.
They're on Baron again.
Starting Baron, but revealed by blue trinkets, and you got Ahri coming in.
Blue.
He's going to look for it. Stixxay has to flash. Will he get the rest? Dodges the charm. Big damage, but here comes eXyu, and the shutdown comes through from the Gale Force. Spawn sends him back to this platform, and we're going to see now River. For his third try
here.
at
They're double
Baron
TPing.
steal. Will it happen? Will it be a team fight? They get the lockdown. They know Biofrost has no ulti, and they should claim it. It should be a formality, but over the wall he goes. And Buddy lives, and River sent back as well. 3 versus 5. Beautiful. Just everything needed from Biofrost.
Biofrost on point. Gets out of there, survives, and now it is up to Olleh and AblazeOlive, but it is a 2v4. Stasis used on the charm. Licorice is going for the base. They're going to try to actually stop the backs here, I think, with this 2-man squad and try to look for the end. But Biofrost is pulling the wave. This is so smart.
Yeah, keeps it away from everything else, and it's like, yeah, Jax, you can try to solo me, but you can't go for a turret right now. It's going to have too much armor and everything else. Baron buff is claimed. Nothing out for Golden Guardians. Ocean Soul is still on, and we got another fight. Hey, Licorice, you've got
eXyu has no flash.
Caught out.
Is
this has
clone
got to be a
available?
kill. Clone, but the ulti still lands in time. And AblazeOlive gets kill credit 9 to 16. 3,000 gold lead, but they are not going to get anything done against this Baron.
This game is getting scrappy. They are looking for these kind of crazy plays, trying to find angles, to utilize their TP advantages to try to find, enough kills to kind of scrape their way back into this game. Dig just has to stay calm, has to continue playing towards those win conditions, look towards the Elder setup here. That's going to be in a minute 15. They are holding all the cards right now. With that Ocean Soul, it's very difficult for Licorice to actually punish Hoon in the 1v1. They are sitting pretty in this 5v5 for now. Blue is monstrously strong still.
7, 1, and 4. Halfway to Void Staff now. That'll be full build. You saw, right? There were these glimmers where it's like, yeah, Golden Guardians catching back up. The Golden Guardians, over the course of it, have gotten more and more. I mean, 4-0 in Drake's, right? Stats are higher. The regen obviously is so valuable. If you one-shot someone, of course, it won't matter, but
yeah,
we now know, right? The Rebel Baron power play, just the 1,100 gold.
Licorice on the push again.
And still no sideline pressure, right? Licorice is just still too good on the 1v1.
Yep, and he did actually buy an elixir. So he has an elixir of wrath. He got an executioner's. So he has heal cut. He has his elixir. He knows that there's a lot of pressure on him. The team has bought him so much time to farm up in that side lane. He's level 18 Jax. He's on 5.5 items here. Golden Guardians have control in this area. And they're actually pulling Licorice down towards the team.
Yeah,
he has
difference.
no TP. Yeah, and Blue does. So they've got to look to try to group. I mean, if you steal the Elder, it's anyone's game, right? And that is the kind of crazy thing about this late game objective is Dignitas are in the lead, but Elder means more than Ocean Soul. So if you lose that Smite fight can go the other way.
Golden Guardians own most of the vision there. Blue on the sideline gets a charm root, decent damage, but it will not kill Licorice. His full break, of course, turns off in this kind of situation and immediately gives up control. Hoon coming out around the wings. They're going to look for this engage right now. eXyu going to find the knockup. Zonia's for AblazeOlive, self-ult.
Hoon's in
and they're going to get a lot of damage at Hoon. Burns his own Zonia. Ulti comes across for spawn. A jump back for Licorice. River gets killed. eXyu. Number 2. They're going to get Biofrost. Golden Guardians waited. Bode their time, and they finally get 2 for nothing. There's no jungler. How could you lose Dragon against this?
Well, I mean, they're still low. Spawn chunking Licorice out. The counter-strike is used. Hoon is still there, and so is Blue. So the 3 big carries are still there, and there's no cooldowns really on the Golden Guardian side.
Spawn is untouchable. Double summoners up. His ulti is down, but Golden Guardians say, okay, we'll go for mid-turret then. Screw it. You're not on Drake? Okay, mid-turret it is. Cool, we'll get some gold.
Biofrost is going to be up, and eXyu is going to be up here pretty soon as well.
TP,
they got to find a way in. They got to go for this Elder. You need it.
Are they in fog? They are in fog. They look for Licorice. The flash in. Charm. Oh, did it hit Real River? It did. Here comes the jump forward, though. Hoon's going to be safe. Again, jungler unanswered. They just spawned now, so Biofrost. Golden Gun has bought as much time as they could, but now Biofrost is on the way over. Fall forward again. Ulti's up in Media Cleanse. Licorice forced to jump away. Dragon's still burning, but it resets back to 8K, and Golden Guardians, they bought too much time. AblazeOlive takes the Lulu ult. Stays alive, but...
Lulu has Smite. He spellbooked over to Smite as well, so they can look to try to finish them themselves. Golden Guardians, they know they need this, but can they even get in? eXyu is back, and so is Biofrost. I think they bought enough time.
Yeah, this is Elder. There can try. River can try again with another reset. Biofrost stuns. 4K health. eXyu tries. Can't get the team fight to start. 3K HP. River needs to get it. He can't get it. Elder is claimed. One for nothing so far, though. Gwen is dead. eXyu low. He gets a second to fall. 3-2 so far. Dignitas have 2 alive. The stun. The flash in. And Licorice sets it up. Spawn is alone. And Spawn will be sent back where he came from. A 5-kill fight. The Bud Light Ace. Golden Guardians were down a Baron. And Elder Dragon. A Dragon Soul. 8 kills. It doesn't matter. They'll take the fight.
They're going to go mid. They're going to try to end here. Do they have enough time? 48 seconds on Spawn. 40 on Blue. They can try to look for the end here. The towers are going to go down so fast this late in the game. I think they've done it.
Golden Guardians took as long as they could to find a win. It was an 8-game loss streak, but they will end the regular season with a W. They will end the regular season in 8th place, moving into playoffs. Biofrost tries his hardest. It is not going to be enough, and Golden Guardians clinch the final playoff spot.
Woo! What a final fight there against all odds. Golden Guardians able to claim it. Against the Soul, against the Elder, against the Barons, against the gold lead. They do come out on top there. Heartbreak for Dignitas on the other side. Had full control of that game for so long. Even in the 3v5, it felt like they were being able to hold on long enough. Their teammates come back. They secure the smite. But everything went wrong in that final fight, and Golden Guardians able to just barely squeak by and get that 8th and final spot.
Yeah, a lot of notes, of course, to take for this team. They are the 8th seed. They squeak into the postseason. We'll see them in a couple of weekends here as they fight for their lives in best of 5s. And the question is, can you level up enough in time? 7 games on this roster. As they take a bow for the first time in this organization, or in this configuration of players. River joining, finally getting his first win on this team. And as they head towards the postseason, they wait to see who they're going to face.
Yep.
And I hope for their sake, they can figure out coordination, because there are some incredibly bright spots. I still think Stixxay is a great player, very LCS worthy. He's had so many good games. Licorice, there were glimmers of greatness in that match, right? The counter pick, like, that's the only reason they won, was the amount of pressure he put on the side lane, because they were getting slaughtered everywhere else, but that was the window through, and they finally found a couple of moments. But man, could those dives have been better. Man, could that coordination have been better, because this could have been such a clean game, and like, yes, this is our level hitting in, but it has been sloppy, and I want to see them clean it up.
Absolutely, and I do think that, you know, with playoffs, hope springs eternal, right? Like, you are in playoffs now, it's anyone's game. You do have some time as well to be able to try to fix these issues, right? It was a mid-split move to be able to grab River. You try to pop him in the team. You try to just make everything work right out the gate. It didn't. Let's be honest. It obviously didn't. They know that. We know that. But now they have time to really try to be able to work on these issues, get aligned on how they want to play the game, and get on the same page with a lot of these plays. Because I do think, you know, we do see, as you say, these really bright spots. Even look to the level 1. It was a monster advantage that they got there for River. They just didn't really extend it into anything, right? And then that dive topside was very uncoordinated. So these things that they can really easily point to, if they can clean them up, there's a lot of really strong parts of the team. There are some really strong plays that they can make. So it'll be interesting to see if they can really kind of level up over these next couple of weeks, because they're obviously not in the first round. You know, it is going to be the second week that they would be playing. So they have a lot of time to try to fix some things and potentially look for an upset.
And, you know, that'll be hope for them, right? And of course, right, they're going to be playing the lower bracket. So, like, if you think FlyQuest loses first round match, if you think CLG loses first round match, like, that's the kind of players they're going to be against, which, like, you still have to level up, right? This roster went 1-6. Like, it is not what you're looking for when you're paying a buyout to grab River over. You're like, okay, we're going to level up. They tried swapping mid and support around, right? Like, they're trying to find what works. I do hope they level up, because we are going to see them in the postseason. So their place in playoffs is secured. We're joining AblazeOlive in the Verizon post-game interview.